Hi, Kuzla here. And in this particular video, I wanted to talk about something that is kind of near and dear to me. Um, it's protected by various amendments in the Constitution called the right to choice. I'm sure that if anybody has read a little bit of the Constitution, there are things, the First Amendment, Second Amendment, you know, where they mention, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These are very, very important things. But I want to also talk about, not only the right of choice, but the obligation of responsibility that comes along with that right of choice. Now, everybody has the right to choice. However, you choose to express that choice in terms of actions or sayings, deeds, whatever. But there's another thing that walks hand in hand with that. Once you choose to do something, you now have an obligation that comes along with it. And those things, you can't just kind of bounce away from them or whatnot. Choice and obligation are two things that, like I said, you can't have one without the other. Be it something as simple as personal choices, like, say, my choice to smoke, or my choice to drink. I make those choices. I choose to do them. I know what comes along with them. I know that when I smoke, there's like at least 4 to 5 different types of cancer that are just coming my way that are greatly increased by my smoking. I know that when I drink, that the chances of sclerosis of the liver are greatly increased because I drink. My choices to drink and smoke means that I have to accept the obligation of the fact that my chances for these diseases coming along are higher than usual. That's just how it is. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts. Medical science has proven this time and time again. And those are just personal choices. Now, other choices in this world go beyond just all personal. Like, if I choose, like I chose a little while ago, to do a video standing up because I feel that a group of people are wrong in wanting people dead, to support someone else who believes that this group is wrong in wanting people dead, that's my choice. I am now kind of facing the obligation, which, I more than readily said, bring it. That, someone may sit there and threaten my life. Who knows? May even come along and actually take it. But you know what? That's an obligation I have to deal with. That's the obligation that anybody who makes choices like that have to deal with. Because that's just part of the way it is. Now, you can try to argue it any way that you want. There is no way around this. If you choose to do something, it is then your obligation to deal with the choice that you have made. If you choose to stand up to people who have the very real possibility of coming along and claiming that they're going to try to kill you, and they might actually attempt to, you have to deal with the fact that you did decide to stand up. You have to deal with the fact that what you're doing could bring these consequences down on you. And the same is true for the people that are standing up against you. Okay? Like I said, I had someone who threatened my life the other day. Well, you know what? By him making that choice, with the actions that I've done, that I've gotten hold of YouTube, and I also got hold of the FBI, there is now the very real chance that this guy who may have been talking out of his ass, who knows? There's a very real chance that this guy's going to go to prison now because he decided to put those statements to text on a very public channel. And he's going to try to hide behind that he was doing it out of religious reasons, which is not good enough. Okay? You know, you have to accept responsibility for the actions that you choose to do, no matter what actions they are, no matter what religion you are, no matter what life you choose to lead. The choices you make are the choices that you have to take obligation before you do anything else in this world. You know, because there are, like I said, the very, very simple ones. You know, I don't feel like paying my rent, so I can go and pick up this other thing. Well, you know what? When the eviction notice comes later, because you chose not to pay your rent, that's someone's fault for your own. I am going to, you know, another example. I'm going to go and pay to have sex with a hooker. So, well, if you catch an STD off of that, that's no one's fault but your own. That is the obligation of your choice. And that encompasses so much. It encompasses a lot of things that people do in this day and age. And so, even if it is a minor thing, you know, I decided to buy Cocoa Pebbles instead of Captain Crunch. Well, now you got Cocoa Pebbles. You got to deal with it, you know. And the choices go even beyond that. It goes way beyond that, you know, to the choices of standing up for what you believe in, standing up for what you feel is right. Well, you stood up for those things that you feel is right. Now you have to deal with the obligations of standing up for what you feel is right. And this is, once you've done that, it's not a choice anymore. You now have an obligation to stand by what you said and what you did. Pure and simple. Now, I am a big proponent of the freedom of choice. But I'm also a big proponent of if you've chosen to do that, then you now have an obligation that you have to meet. And that obligation, no matter what it is that you said, if it could be something as simple as I choose to smoke, like me, you know, or to say I choose to stand up to these individuals. And you have to meet those obligations now. That's all there is to it. Because people in this day and age, they forget that choice does walk hand in hand with obligation. Because it's known as something a little bit better. It's known as taking responsibility for your actions. So, like I said, in my case, I know that a guy has chosen to threaten my life. Now, that guy not only has YouTube checking into him, but he's also got the FBI looking into him as well. So, and it's just one of those things. It is very, very simple, folks. If you choose to sue something, then you need to remember that because of that choice, it is now your obligation, your responsibility to live up to the choice that you have made. Thank you for your time, and I hope you found this a little bit informative. Take care.